For the sake of quarantine, laziness, and online studies, I'm gonna show you today a week of easy and quick, no more than 5-minute breakfasts that are also healthy. Yes, cool. Some of the clips might appear a little dark and gloomy. This is because I live in gloomy Germany with gray clouds and rain. I deserve this and no one can tell me otherwise, period. So I really stepped up my rap game for this video. Idea number 1 is gonna be savory and spicy if you wish. Like, this one is gonna be really next level good, trust me. So I got these protein wraps at Aldi's and for no reason. But yeah, here's what I'm gonna be using for my filling. Again, it's just life-changing. This was by far my favorite creation. So we have some guacamole, sweet corn. Did someone say corn? Oh my god, yes, we also have corn tortilla chips for the filling or to go on top, and it's like so honestly so good. Then I had some leftover like spelt rice thing, but you can use any type of grain that you have lying around there in the fridge from the night before. Then there's some salad that was really about to go bad. A beautiful avocado, and for my spices I used garlic powder, black pepper, sweet paprika powder, and curry. Also I had this super creamy like hummus spread and a red onion.
This is really good. That's such a good spread, I love it.
Here's some salsa. I feel like I always get these reduced, almost about to expire products at Lidl. Then I have them for another week in my fridge and I still live, I don't know, they're really good. The red onion I chopped up, and I also have a big red bell pepper for later. First up, smother your wrap with your delicious spread of your choice, which could be any kind of hummus. Then assemble it with the rice or starch, some red onion, corn, the spices, salad, avocado and or guacamole, then your salsa. I just really went all in on this. And don't forget the spices. You want to add a lot of spices to it. I do indeed overfill these on purpose because I always go for maximum toppings and fillings. It's the better way to eat, I think. Don't ask me about that tortilla flipping technique. I just go with the flow. You have to develop a certain finesse for it. And it's just so much fun to make these. You might eventually get better at it. I then also added this red bell pepper and some cherry tomatoes on the side and my crunchy tortilla chips on top. It's a real game changer, like with the tortilla chips. So good. I didn't put this in this video, but I usually make barbecue tahini tofu wraps non-stop. It's also my ultimate wrap go-to creation. It's gonna be linked up here. Again, life-changing.
This is really good. We're gonna make this one.
My second post-workout breakfast food was essentially cold, as in chocolate ice cream cold. Do you know the Cherry Garcia ice cream by Ben & Jerry's? I've never ate it, but craved it, and here's how I made it. To my not high-speeding blender, I added 2 frozen bananas, always have to mention it, half of an frozen avocado, which was so not necessary, but I still went for it. From my dear fridge, I got my dear milk. It seems to be soy milk, but there's actually a surprise in it. Oh my god, it's chocolate milk. I love cacao powder and peanut butter, cookie flavored chocolate protein powder. It's not really necessary, you can substitute it with some peanut butter or something. So I added the cacao powder, some ginger, a pinch of salt, and I think also some vanilla at some point, because vanilla reinforces the chocolate flavor actually, as well as the pinch of salt does. We're really digressing from the chocolate Cherry Garcia ice cream by adding the protein powder. Still.
So peanut buttery. If you don't have any protein powder that you really like, or you don't have any protein powder at all, you could just add some peanut butter to it It's not gonna make a big difference, but yeah, you could use peanut butter.
So let me tell you something, the moment they have a special offer on my favorite Alpro yogurts, I'd be the first one to buy every single one of them. No, just kidding, I just got 5 or 6 or so. I also chopped up an orange and had this beautiful apple on the side that I really needed to show you. I think chocolate and fruit go so well together. So even though this whole mixture turned out to be a little bit chunky due to my not high-speeding blender, it was still very delicious, like really chocolatey and brownie-like. I just loved it. I'll give you time if you need it. So then I added my cherry yogurt on top, as well as some frozen cherries and granola. That was it. It was so super creamy, tasty, yummy. I don't even know how to describe it. On the side, I ate these fairly interesting pumpkin brownies. This is really something. The recipe is from Mina Rome, one of the best things I've ever done with pumpkin so far, I think. To snazz up your bowl, top it with anything else that you like nuts for example, or the pieces that we miss in the Ben & Jerry's ice cream. That was it, so delicious. I think this is like a really bad avocado. This is super weird on top. Always thirsty. Will I ever grow to the God that I think of? I'ma get this slow as the sky that I dream of. Gotta do, don't say. I'ma get it in when I start today. It's organic. Yeah. William Foe, would you like that? I'll be gold, I'll be right back. Yeah. Daddy soul wants to fly. I shouldn't be eating that. Since this little avocado and onion were weird and I stepped up my rap game for this week anyways, I'm hereby presenting you yet another creation which really reminded me of the kebab Döner thing that we have in Germany. Essentially the meat stuffed wraps. They also sell pizza for some reason. Yeah, it really reminded me of this kebab Döner thing. So I once again grabbed a wrap, but before toasting it to my frying pan, I added some of those falafels or meatballs. Usually fake meats turn out to be a generic failure, but this little meatballs by Lidl did the job. Very yum. I always tend to like my meatballs or falafels a little bit burned and very crunchy for no particular reason. Since we're working lazy and efficient, we're adding the wrap to the exact same pan where we just fried the meatballs. Then spread it with some hummus or spread of your choice. Add some red onion, has so much more flavor to it, by the way. The salad, some corn maybe, and the crunchy, almost burnt meatballs. For my spices, I chose some sweet paprika powder, chicken salt, some other seasoning for meat, which I had, and of course black pepper. I'll be right back. Yeah, Daddy Soul wants to fly back. Onto the cow towel it goes. I didn't even choose to wrap it up this time. I just topped it with some salsa and I wanted to have an open wrap pizza-like creation. I carefully folded it like that and it actually worked. So super delicious and yummy. Had more salad on the side and probably also some cherry tomatoes that I didn't fill. These falafels are very good, by the way. This wrap was so colorful and juicy and delicious. You just gotta try this one too. Very delicious. Very delicious. This day we had particularly gloomy weather and even a pinch of snowfall. It can be so difficult to find a piece of perfect lighting in here. Anyhow, I badly craved a creamy strawberry milkshake that day. Relatively high in protein without protein powder even. Honestly, a treat. I added half a banana to the mixture. For the creaminess in the shake I even soaked some cashews overnight, but also it was unnecessary for the end result. Any nut butter in shakes should make it creamy either way. The cheapest underrated superfood ever, beetroot. From my little chemistry lab over here, I also chose to spice it up with some strawberry flavor drops. If you can get your hands on these, they just reinforce the flavors so much. I love them. I also added vanilla and then some lemon juice. Just some frozen raspberries, you can use blueberries too. I automatically top everything with raspberries. I go through 1 bag of these a week. So like I mentioned before, to make it creamy, feel free to add any kind of nut butter, like almond butter or seeds, maybe coconut milk too. But it's also good with vanilla protein powder. I then blended it, scraped down the sides a million times. Not a high-speeding blender anymore. Just anything. I added some maple syrup for more sweetness. Now a precious tip, always drink your thick shakes from a glass jar with ice cubes. Trust me, it's gonna give you that restaurant cafe flair at home.
That's a good strawberry shake. And it tastes really good with a PB&J. Cause the peanut butter.
I got this fluffy, high-quality German sourdough gluten-free bread half price. So it was my mission to top this with peanut butter and some jam.
Fluffy. That's really good bread though.
So this is probably the laziest and quickest way to make an iced coffee, but I'm genuinely obsessed. It's the only kind of coffee that I like, I think. The night before, or whenever really, grab that glass jar of yours and combine around 1 tablespoon of strong coffee, instant coffee powder with just a little bit of hot water, not too much. Store it in your fridge overnight, and then the next morning, to boost the flavors, add some vanilla to it. Then again, I think a mix of soy and oat milk works really well in here actually. Then we have some maple syrup. Taste test it, adjust anything. Once my little cubies popped out, I had quite the tastiest coffee shake that has ever lived. Did I mention I worked in a cafe once? Was a lot of fun.
So good.
So we have more of that fluffy gluten-free sourdough bread and a 89-cent avocado. Oh my gosh, how is this so pretty? I love avocado so much. Next step, mark my words, if you don't put tahini on your avocado toast sometimes, you're really missing out on something. Every time I bite into this precious thing, I close my eyes for a second and just have this moment. It's that good. Notably with some black pepper. And it looks so pretty with the vegan chili mayo. Okay, let's stay real.
Spicy. So I'm currently editing the video and wanted to say, regardless of any lazy breakfast that you might have had in your life, I beg you to try these freaking cookies. They just take you like 5 minutes to make and it's just gonna exceed all of your expectations. I still make this cookie like almost every single day. It's literally a 1-minute microwave cookie. Or oven cookie if you don't have a microwave. Also, a thing that's really pissing me off right now is today when I'm not recording, the light is just perfect. Like, just look at this.
I found this recipe on Instagram, tried it, loved it.
Yeah, just make the cookie, you know? Treat yourself to a little cookie.
I've made it in the microwave before. Here's how it turned out. Warm, gooey, and chewy. Best thing, I loved it tons. Like this cookie. Honestly, like this cookie. Since this is a healthy cookie, I'm using oat flour, which you just have to blend in your food processor. I'm using the simplest small cut oats that have ever lived, really. But whole grain flour works just fine too, if you have this. I combine 3 big tablespoons of flour, 1/3 of a teaspoon of baking powder, just a bit, then a pinch of salt, cinnamon, 1 tablespoon of peanut butter,
living.
Now I used some low-calorie sweetener, but feel free to add 2 tablespoons of maple syrup or agave or honey to it. Use a splash of plant milk and continue kneading it until you get sort of like a huge cookie dough ball. I also added vanilla at some point. There it is.
That'll be a fucking joke. I'm worried that I don't have control.
Whatever your breakfast mood might be, make this a chocolate chip raisin cookie or peanut butter nut macadamia cookie. The topping is all up to you.
Things planned for you, don't worry. You ain't gotta come to conclusions this early. Don't worry, baby, don't worry.
So now bake the cookie for 7 minutes at 300 degrees Fahrenheit in your preheated oven. Do not overbake the cookie. Don't overbake the cookie. Do not overbake the cookie. Just make sure it's still like very soft, especially on the inside. It was so much fun making this and eating it, highlighting the peanut butter on top once again.
It looks really bad.
I'm worried about my father's house. I'm worried about being by myself.
This is another vanilla yogurt. I think I turned it into a pancake cookie this time. Nonetheless, it was super delicious, chewy and gooey and all chocolatey on the inside. Gosh, look at this chocolate sauce.
So good. I'm so crazy about these cookies. You can really use whatever suits you. Some mashed banana, chocolate chips, nuts, peanut butter, jelly. Let me know if you try any of these breakfast recipes. And I shall see you in the next video. Scrumptious. So good.
I'll give you time if you need it.